I forget.
Vic?
Yeah. We was talking about Africa. There's a lot of Africans mad. Listen, I ain't mean to get y'all mad. You're not gonna make me say I'm African. I'm not African. But I didn't say y'all stink. Even though we talk about stink, you stink. It's Americans who stink too. But I never said y'all stink. He was on there saying, he tried to go through my last name and this and that and this. Look, if you want to believe that, would you try to acknowledge it? If you want, nigga.
Yeah. She said you was a slave owner. Giles' name.
I saw Camron saying he's not an African and Africa stinks.
I'm not African. Sin went to Africa and told me people stink.
Now, obviously, this is ridiculously disrespectful and ignorant, but I love Killer. So let's approach this empirically. Why don't we do a history of the name Camron Giles? Giles is a medieval French name, originally used by the followers of a one Saint Giles, a nigga that looked like this. Not exactly a striking resemblance, even if you put him in a pink fur. On the other hand, there were plenty of slaveholders named Giles. Written records trace the human beings they enslaved to Africa, oftentimes referring to them as Coromontes if they was from modern-day Ghana, Mandingos if they were from the Sahel, Igbos if they were from modern-day Nigeria. But clearly, the name Giles was passed down from someone who enslaved Africans. Now, if modern science places human beings at 300,000 years old and the oldest archaeological evidence of Homo sapiens is in Africa, Morocco, South Africa, Ethiopia, then I'll struggle to understand how 500 years here erases 299,500 years in Africa. Culturally, you resonate with America. Fine, that's a nationality. You may have European or indigenous blood, but your ancestral origin is overwhelmingly African. Take a DNA test. You tell me what it says. I can see Killer being like Cherokee, but you can have a lot of Nigeria in there, my guy. Don't get mad at me, because I love Cam. But, like, Africa stinks? Come on. I mean, it stinks everywhere, nigga. My dog's just backyard. Now my backyard stinks.
Whatever they want to call it, I don't give a that's the problem, right? Niggas will come back with this. Niggas be like, yo. Niggas will be like, this right here is a fossil that was created in Africa, and we did all the research on it, and it traces back to where the name Phillips was a slave owner, whatever last name, and this why we know Middle Eastern. Nigga can't get the story right from last week. You see, that's what I'm trying to tell you, right? That's what I'm trying to tell you. Saying that I said Africa 6, I didn't even say that. So therefore, how are we supposed to believe which from that you know what's going on 2,000 years ago if you don't know what's going on last week? History of 1,500 years ago when you can't get the story right from last week. That's light skin disrespect, nigga. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Y'all like these niggas gotta be stopped, nigga. Y'all gotta be stopped, my nigga. Stop clickbaiting and trolling. And I wish I could say I you too, but I don't know what you do like that. See you on the Shy and look
good character.
Yeah, character.
He's a good character on the Shy. You give him a look.
They killed him off. They murdered the nigga. Then they murdered the nigga. They killed him off the show. He ain't that good. And they keep the good niggas around. Let's Google the nigga. You want attention? Let's Google. I don't like these niggas who look at the camera like this and they marvelous.
That's light skin. That is light skin. Oh, my bad, son. My bad, son.
Niggas be looking like that. I don't like
that. Niggas said the eye squint.
Oh, this nigga on LSD. That's what, all right, y'all see what's going on.
Oh, yeah, huh? Come on,
yeah, they thought LSD when he tried to come back in the country. Yeah.
Man, I had to come tap in on this one. And I left a link in the description where you can watch the clips from the beginning in full and hear the entire context of what Croy actually said, because he was clearly joking and even followed it up with a few more jokes. They were clowning him and ranking on him a little more about that Rockefeller tattoo. Dude said, man, Jay-Z don't even have a Rockefeller tattoo. And Croy basically came right back with, I guess he was a fan. I was like, bro, that was wild. But honestly, this entire segment was hilarious, especially after everything started last week during that conversation about Africa, when Vic Mensa took Camron's comments completely out of context. Cam wasn't even making that statement himself. He was repeating something somebody else has said, and everybody was clearly laughing, joking, and messing around. That's what they do. They're known for trolling and joking around, so we already know what type of time they were on. But Vic Mensa was sitting there eating his oranges, trying to turn the entire situation into some kind of encyclopedia lesson and use that moment to come at Don V. So I can't really sit here and start pulling out fossils and all that. But putting that aside, I'm gonna be completely honest with y'all. I don't care how much information Vic Mensa finds or how much research he does on a particular subject. We all walk around with iPhones now. We basically have mini computers sitting in our pockets every single day. We can search Google, use AI, look at context clues, apply common sense, and use basic logic to figure out what could have happened and what probably didn't happen. New information can always come out. That's just reality. Whether you agree, disagree, or you're somewhere in the middle, that's completely fine. But I'm not automatically taking Vic Mensa's word as the final answer on everything either. Then Cam went right back to the gram and posted a video he found of Vic Mensa wearing what appeared to be a Confederate flag dress while dressed in drag. I'm talking full wig, full lipstick, the whole thing. And Cam basically said, "Oh no, I'm not listening to you about nothing." He even put in the caption, "Vic Mensa, this you? Leave me alone, bro, until you can explain this, fake activist." It is what it is. Cam was basically saying, I'm supposed to be on vacation for 3 weeks trying to enjoy myself, but y'all want to get me started early. Y'all already know he's working 5 days a week, so let's play the clip. And then he also posted that clip from Paid in Food with me, crying in the car and everything, just completely clowning him. That's Cam. You have to understand that he's a troll, and when you come at him with bad intentions, especially when you're trying to twist his words and make it seem like he's saying something disrespectful about people when that's not what happened, he's going to respond. Cam basically felt like Vic knew exactly what he was doing. Like, come on, bro, just knock it off. And honestly, you're not the person I want taking this particular position. I'm gonna keep it 1,000 with y'all. I'm not taking advice from Vic Mensa on this conversation, especially after some of the other things that have resurfaced. My boy BP actually put me onto a song Vic dropped back in 2023 where he talked about wanting to be white at one point and wanting blue eyes. The song was called Blue Eyes. And I'm sitting there like, oh nah, I'm not even about to get in all of this. I'm like, nah, we are not doing this. You're the one who seems conflicted about some of these things, and now you're sitting there eating oranges trying to give everybody a lecture? Nah, bro, I'm not trying to hear that. I'm gonna keep it all the way 1,000 with y'all. And let's make something clear about how this works in real life, because I'm just gonna say it exactly how I see it. When it comes to black people from America, people sometimes act like we're automatically supposed to identify as African American simply because of our ancestry. Personally, if somebody calls me African American, I'm not offended by it at all. But if we're being completely honest, everybody understands that there is a distinction, including people who are actually from Africa. That's not something we need to pretend doesn't exist. Then you go to other countries with large black populations, and they aren't constantly being told they need to put African or Afro in front of their identity. Go to the Caribbean or South America, where Brazil has one of the largest black populations in the world, and people aren't walking around being forced to identify themselves as African Brazilian every time they introduce themselves. Some Latinos do identify as Afro-Latino, and that's completely valid, but plenty of people simply identify with their country. Go to Jamaica and you're gonna hear people say, I'm Jamaican. They're not necessarily saying I'm African Jamaican. And when it comes to white Americans whose families have been here for generations, they usually just say they're American or white. They don't have to constantly say I'm European American or I'm Italian American unless they specifically want to highlight that part of their heritage. So sometimes it feels like there's a different standard being applied to black Americans, like we're expected to constantly carry an identity connected to people and places that our own families may not have had a direct connection to for generations. We have our own history here, and that history goes back long before the country became what it is today. Other people also have ancestors who have been in America for hundreds of years. So nah, bro, sometimes y'all just have to chill with all of that. Let's keep it 1,000. Come on, man, let's stop forcing these conversations to go places they don't necessarily need to go. But tell me what y'all think. Vic Mensa, you might not be the guy for this particular conversation. Do what you do, though.